Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Captain Foley from Trek Yards, and it is time for another Eaglemoss unboxing. So I wasn't going to do any filming today. I was writing some scripts. I got 2 scripts done for the regular Trek Yard show, and there was a knock at the door, and Purolator showed up with a box. So I was surprised, but anyway, today we're going to be looking at the USS Enterprise 1701B. It's the one from Generations, the Excelsior refit, if you will. Here's the box. It's got a great picture of the ship on the front there, and then the box is just the standard Eaglemoss box. You got the warnings on the side, not warnings, but like legalities. Star Trek, the standard TOS logo, all the other logos except for Discovery, and on the bottom, just StarTrek.com. So I wasn't expecting this ship, but it's here, so I might as well take a look at it and review it for you guys today. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. Now, first off, this one comes with the magazine, of course. Special issue, Excelsior class launch, 2293, length 467 meters, and 32 decks. Designed by Bill George, John Eves, and Herman Zimmerman, and captained by John Harriman. So there's some looks at the magazine, and that's about it for Enterprise B in here, because all you get in the rest of this is stuff about Generations. A Tale of Two Captains. You see the Enterprise B in space dock, or dry dock, sorry. But no real information about the ship. It's all about the movie Generations, the villains, and a little bit of the set design and stuff like that. You got the old style Enterprise right here, with all the times that the captain set foot on the bridge. How ironic that he gets killed by having a bridge on him. He's usually on the bridge, but now the bridge is on him. Bad joke. I apologize. And then a whole thing about crashing the saucer of the Enterprise D, which has nothing to do with the Enterprise B. So this is kind of disappointing. I don't have the small Enterprise B from Eaglemoss, so I don't know if that magazine talks more about the actual ship. And then we got Designing Stellar Cartography here, so not really anything having to do at all with the Enterprise B, which is unfortunate, because as you guys know, I'm not really a huge fan of the Excelsior, but the Enterprise B, I like the modifications and changes that were made to it. It makes it a better ship in my opinion, and I actually like the Enterprise B design. I know it's a weird anomaly. Samuel and myself did an episode where we take a look at the Excelsior and the Enterprise B side by side and do some fades between the two of them. And it's funny how much I don't like the Excelsior, but how much I like the Enterprise B. So here she is in the packaging. The Eaglemoss packaging is always really well done. It's the first time getting it out of here, guys. It's in there pretty tight. So here we have it. It's a fairly good size. Initial thoughts, got a good heft to it. You can feel this part here is metal, the secondary hull part. The bottom part anyway, the top part's plastic, the nacelles are plastic. And it feels like the saucer is also metal. So, I mean, I like it. There's so many subtle little changes that are made to the Enterprise B that I really appreciate much more than the Excelsior. The fairing here, a lot of people hate this. I really like that. It adds a dimensionality to it that is much needed in my opinion. And the addition of the additional impulse engines, again, give it something substantial to look at. So this thing is pretty cool. I'll of course put some detail shots up for you guys to take a look at. Just looking it over, it's got really good markings. The hull detailing is very simplistic. The Aztecing, it's just some gray squares. The pennants and everything all look right, which is a good sign. The striping on the saucer looks really good. Just overall the colors are great. There's no real misalignment of anything. The windows on the saucer and the secondary hull are not painted. They are indented, but they're not painted, so there's no misalignment or anything there. All the phaser banks look to be in line as far as painting goes. Everything looks good. Everything is ship shape in Bristol fashion, as they would say. The detailing on the nacelles is pretty phenomenally awesome. I love the addition of that clear blue strip in there, and the way that the light hits it. It really looks good. These front Bizard collectors, which are blue, really seem to glow, just based on what I'm seeing here. Straight out of the box, there is a bit of an issue with the alignment of this far nacelle. It's a little bit, it angles up a little bit. Like I said, this is my first time getting out of the box, but you can see there the alignment issue a little bit. So it's a little bit pointed up at the back, which isn't a huge deal. The seam work, it's a little bit sloppy at the top, at the front there by the Bizard collectors. Other than that, this is a really fine model. Like I said, it's got a good weight to it, but it feels very top heavy. Because this is metal and this part here is metal, this is all plastic back here, as well as this top part. So it does feel very top heavy. So I'm interested to see how it sits in the stand. I think it's probably going to be one of those stands that points it up more so than anything. The deflector lacks a little bit of detail. It looks very much just stuck on there, which is disappointing. It doesn't look like integrated into the housing at all. Yeah, other than that though, I mean, the details are pretty fantastic. The greebly work at the back here by the impulse engines is pretty well done. The hull plating, the Aztecing is minimalistic, but it works. Kind of gives the ship a sense of scale. This is one worth picking up, guys. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. There's no window alignment issues. Like I said, the seams here are a little bit in your face, but not too bad. And that one bent nacelle is just so minor a thing. Just a little, actually it looks like right here if you look. The seam there, it just looks like the back of the engine isn't mounted properly. Because on the other side here it's flush with that. So all it would really take is to squeeze that down and pop it into place. Yeah, that's already aligned it quite a bit more. There's still a gap there. It's just like it's not fitting properly. But you know, just a heat gun or a hair dryer on that for a minute, and then just level it out and let it cool, and you should be sitting pretty with that. So not a big deal. Overall, I like it. I'm not a super fan of the Enterprise B. I do like it more than the Excelsior. But I just noticed there is an alignment issue here. These right here are misaligned. They're set back a little too far. But they're not windows. They're like grills of some kind. It's not an excuse, I know, but no, some fantastic detailing on this. That's the only error that I can see. So overall, I think great job. So good job, Eaglemoss. I'm a fan of this ship, but not a super fan. It is better than the Excelsior in my honest opinion. So I'm glad I received it. I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on it. But before we finish the video, let's quickly put it on the stand and get a look at it and see how it looks. Alright guys, here she is on the stand. You can see a little bit more of the nacelle alignment issues when it's mounted like that. It does fit on there kind of loosely. I'm kind of concerned about it, but it does angle back like I suspected it would. And it mounts in pretty good. It's a little bit loose. So moving it, you got to be careful as to not have it fall out of there. A lot of them fit a lot snugger than this. And here again, you can see that alignment issue, I think, a little bit more with it being on that angle. But again, if you put it on a lower shelf, looks fantastic. An eye level shelf looks not too bad. I mean, it's got an interesting profile. Kind of loses something that way, but the upward angle, again, as I've said, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I understand it, especially for weight issues, especially on this one because it is so top heavy. So I get that. And if you put it on a higher shelf, I mean, it looks really good from that angle. So lots of options for displaying this one. Oops, my finger got in the way, I apologize. So you get to see more of the details. An interesting bucket of bolts, to be sure. But I know a lot of people are fans of the Excelsior. If you are, this is worth getting. This is the Excelsior Refit or Enterprise B version, whatever you want to call it. I would say pick it up. This one, like I said, very few flaws. Again, you can still see that. See, the nacelle warpage bothers me. Pardon the pun. I'm not a fan of nacelles that aren't even or straight or flush with each other. And it's really noticeable to me here. But again, it's easily corrected, easily fixable. It's not a major issue in my opinion, but it's something you can definitely take care of should you desire to. So you gotta be careful, like I said, moving this one, because just sliding it around, it looks like it wants to fall out of there. It's not a very snug fit, so something to be wary of. But yeah, so that's the Enterprise B, guys, from Eaglemoss, the XL version. As always, guys, hope you liked the video. If you did, click like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels. If you want to purchase this one or any other Eaglemoss ships, there's a link in the description below. Just use the discount code TrekYards at checkout. Save yourself some money and help out the channel as well. So just click that link, head on over to Eaglemoss, check it out, and see what you can get for yourself. I know some of the ships aren't subject to the discount code, which is unfortunate, but it's worth trying out anyway, especially if you make a bigger order. So anyway, guys, look forward to seeing you again soon. Please, like I said, subscribe to this channel as well as the Captain Foley channel, and don't forget to check out other videos by me and by us here at TrekYards. And I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Bye-bye.